Alright, today we're going to learn how to find the volume of prisms and cylinders. Okay? Up to this point we found the area of a two-dimensional figure. A prism and a cylinder are three-dimensional. Okay? So let me show you an example of a prism. This right here and this right here are what we're finding the area of. Prism, cylinder. Okay, what's the difference?
One's round and going up.
Right, this is like a square, but it's called a cube. And this is like a round cylinder, like a silo, you know. So what we're going to do is we're going to find how much stuff could you put in there. That's what volume is. Okay? And over here we're going to find out how much stuff could I put in there. That's volume. Okay? If I were to fill this with water, how much water could I get in it? Okay? And if I were to fill this with water, how much water could I get in it? Okay? So on our first example, we've got find the volume of a rectangular prism with length equal to 4 centimeters. Now the units are important. Width equal to 6 centimeters. And height equal to 8 centimeters. Okay, so they give us your length, width, and height because it's three-dimensional, right? You need length, you need width, and then you need height. You see that? Alright, so this book, sitting like this, is long, it's wide, and then it's up and down high too. 3 dimensions, okay? Now our formula here is the volume equals length times width times height. Again, the formula for this prism is volume equals length times width times height. So I need to multiply 4 times 6 times 8. What do I get? So the volume equals 192. Now, you're not done. You multiplied centimeters times centimeters times centimeters. Now, centimeters times centimeters equals what? Centimeters squared. Now when I multiply centimeters again, it equals centimeters cubed. So all your answers today are going to be your unit cube. So I've got 192 centimeters cubed. Now it's cubed because you're in 3 dimensions. Length, that's 1. Width, that's 2. Height, that's 3. Okay, that's why it's cubed. Okay, so now here we want to do a prism. Now this formula is a little bit different. The formula for a cylinder is the volume equals pi times the radius squared times the height. So basically a prism is a circle, right? And we learned how to find the volume of a circle yesterday. It was pi r squared. Okay, but now in the cylinder we're adding what? Height to it. Makes up the cylinder, right? So you need to do the radius times pi squared and then the height on top of that. Okay, so the formula is the volume equals pi times the radius times the radius times the height. So y'all write that down as the formula for a cylinder. So the formula is the volume equals pi, and pi is 3.14 times r times h. Okay, so let's try this one. On this one it tells us the radius equals 3 and the height equals 12. Okay, so let's plug in what we know. Pi is 3.14. The radius is what? So we do 3 times 3 and the height is 12. So when you put this in your calculator, what do you get?
254.12.
So when you multiply all this out, 3.14 times 3 times 3 times 12, you get what? 339. 339 point what? 0.12. And now if you don't put your unit, it's wrong. Inch is what? Inch is cubed. Don't say triple or 3. Cubed. Okay, 3 dimensions here. So here we have a prism, okay, basically a cube. And we know our formula is the volume equals the length times the width times the height. Length, width, height. So I'm going to say 6 times 4 times 3. 6 times 4 is 24. 24 times 3 equals what?
72 centimeters.
72, good, Shaq, centimeters cubed. So the answer is 72 centimeters cubed. Alright, let's look at another example. This one's going to be a cylinder. Now we know the formula is the volume equals pi times r squared times the height. Okay, pi is 3.14
That's a lot.
times the radius, which now it tells us the diameter is 8, so what's the radius?
4.
4, so we got times 4 squared times the height, which is what? 16. Now you need to be careful because on this you might have just said 8 squared, but that's telling you the diameter, not the radius. Now that's 3.14 times 16 times 16, which equals what, Shaq?
I got 804.
That's right.
2
804.2
inches cubed.
inches cubed. So you multiply 3.14 times 16 times 16 is 804.2 inches cubed. That's how much space is in this cylinder. Alright, so on this example we got to find the what? And the what of this? The volume. And what is this? A prism or a cylinder? Prism. So we've got length times width times height. 9 times 9 times 9, which is what?
729 centimeters squared.
729
No,
centimeters.
Meters.
Oh, sorry, millimeters.
Cubed. Can't even get it out.
Millimeters cubed. So we did 9 times 9 times 9, which was 729 millimeters cubed. Okay? Now this is an example of a prism, but it's a little different than the ones we've done. Okay, it's real similar. Alright? But we don't do it exactly the same. Now we're going to solve this using the formula volume equals length times width times height. Okay, so I've got length times width times height. So I've got 5 times 6.5, 6.5, same as 6.5, times 5, which is the height. What do you get?
162.5.
162.5 feet cubed. Okay, so today we learned how to find the volume of prisms and cylinders using the two formulas. Volume equals length times width for a prism, and volume equals pi r squared times the height for a